So welcome to Challenge the Road, the Lancia Delta Evo 1. First drive, and this has to be the coolest hot hatch ever, doesn't it? Just driving it down here. Always wanted a Lancia Delta since I was about 18. It would have been about 92. They were winning all the rallies, 6 world championships, 5 as a manufacturer and 1 as a privateer. Feels good already. But yeah, let's just go through the history of the Lancia, talk a bit about how I got the car. Been looking for one for a while. I had a Verdi York before and I sold that because it went up so much in value so quick. Hold on one second because I can't see anything because the camera's in the way and we're left-hand drive. Right, so I had a Lancia Delta Verdi York, paid £10,000, and within a year I'd sold it for 37, and I regretted it ever since. Now, since then, I've had quite a few messages about different Evos that come up, and we went to a show, Hever Castle, and I saw this little white one there, and I thought, really like that car. And fortunately, the owner got in touch last week and said he wanted to sell the car. Would I be interested? And I was like, there, yep, I'm interested. And we got the car. And so I've been in it probably once. This is my second drive. And I think I really like it. I think it's just so cool. And these are just an icon of a car. Let's just take you through some of the roads I know and tell you what it feels like to drive. Obviously, it's left-hand drive. Some of the rally cars have got a left-hand drive. So the first immediate thing is you're always sort of pulling yourself away from the middle of the road. The ride actually feels really good. This is running 16-inch alloys and tyres. As an original car, it would have had 15s. And also I got a set of 17s from the owner as well, because you know I like changing the wheels. So I'm looking forward to putting them on at some point, get a bit more grip. And they do a Pilot 4S for this car, which makes it even better. So what's it like? I like that little noise, the chirping on the dump valve. I really like that. It feels not like my rally car in the steering, but it feels nice as a road car. It feels just like the best hot hatch. It just feels great. It's so light, so easy. Let's come down here, go into this little junction. Yeah, feels through the bridge. It loads up like the Subaru, where it loads and then it just fires you out. And it feels fantastic. Brakes feel good. Gear change feels a little bit long, but that's not really a problem. But yeah, just going back to buying these, I know we were doing the buyer's guide and cars for 21 and different things, but this car has been on the rise. 15 grand 2013, some of them 10. 2017 started rocketing. Normal Evo 1s went to sort of 50, limited editions 80, 100. Now the limited editions have gone again. I saw one the other day sold for 170,000. I think a red final edition went for 200,000. So they are still moving up all this time, but it's just so cool, this car. I've been in the garage about 20, 30 times just looking at the car because there's so many little features on it. The box arches, the way they done the Evo was obviously a big step up for the rallying. We've got a water spray tank in the back just so they could homologate 500 Evo 1s so they could get more water into that intercooler on rally stages. So they're just super cool, these homologation cars. That's just the worst word in the world for me, but we got there. But yeah, it's a super little car. If you're looking at buying one, if it's your dream, you always wanted an Evo, I would do it. I know the prices are high. I don't think they're going to come back down. I think now the American market opened for these as well because it's over 25 years old. This is a 1992 car. Yeah, it feels really nice. I think the thing is, it feels really small. I think it just takes that little bit of time just to adjust to left-hand drive. Get the thumbs up already from the Triumph Hoxton motorcyclist. He likes that. It's a nice bike as well. It's cool. Let's talk about this car numbers wise so everyone knows. 414 in the UK at the moment on how many left. About 13,500 made. So the Evo 1 was a big step up. So the original Integrale I liked had a 2 exhausts on the back, 2 single pipes, had some built out arches but not as wide as this. And because to build these sort of 500 cars for the rallying, this one has a wider track, I think about 60mm, bigger arches. And then on the bonnet, I think it's slightly bigger again because they had to get more on the dampers, and that's why you've got so much, you know, these arches are built out and there's so much room in the wheel arches for the travel, the suspension. But yeah, the Evo 1 actually is one of my favourites. It's a non-cat car. The 2s are all cats. So the differential on this car, 47% front, 53% back, but it can also go all the way to the rear. Torsion differential up to 70%. Hear this stereo rattling. When I got it, the stereo hasn't got a faceplate, so when I accelerate, normally it just flies out at me. So yeah, so other things on this car, the badge, the elephant, high fidelity. Apparently there was a meeting with the big bosses and they said you can't stop an elephant when it's running, and that's how they chose the elephant on this car and on the badges. Pretty cool. And there's some real funny items on this car, like in the back, the parcel shelf, where they got the spare tyre, they've just raised an area for the parcel shelf. You got the water cooler pipe just sitting in the back. And then when these cars were made just for going rallying, and then we as punters got the benefit of being able to drive them. I love that little chirp. I've got to hear that again. So we've got electric windows in the front, but wind up ones in the back. Let's have a listen to this again. Let's just go through the gears, get into second. See if you can hear this. I love that noise. Oh, it's brilliant. I love that. But yeah, it's just one of those cars that's just a lot of fun. It's just cool, fun. If you had to have a car just to tinker about with in the garage, this is it. Go for a little drive when you want on a Sunday or whenever. I like the dials, all in yellow. Let's talk about the interior, but it's obviously, it's an old car. Everything seems to work. This edition has these extras, as in these Recaro seats were extras. Sunroof, air conditioning. There's actually some nice bits on this Evo 1. I think this is the one to have actually. Then you've got electric windows, the sunroof. And one thing I do like with the sunroof, and I find how to do it, is that when you do the sunroof, you don't get any wind noise at all. You do that in a modern car now and it's all over the place, but this is fantastic. Left-hand drive again, super difficult, especially when the camera's right in front of your wing mirror. So that's the only sort of downside I would see on the road, but you do get used to it, and once you're used to it, you will use that wing mirror a hell of a lot. Nice little twisty bits of roads here. That's quite a big jump there. Compression, no problem at all. Really small 16-inch tyres, but it's still got a nice bit of grip. It is nice to drive. It just feels fun. And that's what driving should be, you know, just having a bit of fun. You're going to have all these electric cars soon with no fun at all, and this is just going out. It doesn't feel particularly fast, but it doesn't actually need to be. Steering feels nice. Yeah, it's a cool thing. Where are these heading in the future? I don't know price-wise. I think they've still got more room to run. I would like to think there can't be many under 75k going forward. I mean, we've seen the original HF go sort of 30k now. So these have got to be 75, haven't they? I mean, it just looks so good. Like you say, you come to that junction, bang, and people are giving you the thumbs up. The rally car even more. It's got a nice little bit of torque actually. So the only other thing I noticed is it's quite rattly in here, but this was sort of how it was back in the day. It'll be interesting when I review that Subaru, actually, the original Impreza, see how that feels. It feels super comfortable in here as well. The seats feel fantastic. You've got all these rock hard carbon seats now in cars. This just feels lovely. I feel like I'm just sitting at home, pretty relaxed, pretty cool. Right, so let's just run this second up into third. So 3000 revs, second gear, boom. Feels nice, like that chirping. Actually feels a really nice speed for the road. You could say it would feel underpowered to modern stuff, but how fast do you need to go? Not much faster than that. So it's just getting used to being in left-hand drive, changing that way, but once you do, it's fantastic. Steering wheel feels great. A lot better than a lot of the modern stuff. It's a lot thinner and actually really shaped for your hands. Gearbox, I say, is long, but it doesn't feel overly a problem. It feels quite nice. I think this is a brilliant car. Get too excited in this car. Let's head back and do some few bits on the outside. But yeah, first drive, I really like this car a lot, and it drives lovely. Suspension super. There's a big sort of bump here. Let's see how it handles it. Really good, like that. Can't do that in other cars, especially modern cars. This just soaks up the bumps, soaks up the rides. Right, let's head back. So we're back from the drive. Here it is, Evo 1, Lancia Delta Integrale. But let's just have a look at the updates from the HF Integrale 16 valve it replaced. Main thing is the arches come out, probably about another 60 mil. This is more raised up, which we'll have a look at the engine in a bit, but basically they needed more travel for the rally cars, so this was just raised up a bit more, and you can see it's almost like it's been slammed down, and then where it sits is where it is. A few more grills on the front just to get rid of the hot air in the car. I love the front of this car. I especially like this, the yellow badge with the red elephant, which we spoke about on the drive, where Lancia used that in a meeting. They said you can't stop an elephant, once it's running, that's it. So yeah, 6 times it was world champion, 5 of them as manufacturer, 1 of them as privateer. The Evo 1 was the last one, and the one they won their last world championship as a manufacturer. So it's a really special car, and with no cat as well. I really like that. Evo 2s and 3s, they actually made an Evo 3. I think there was only 1 of them, but they all had a cat on. But let's have a look at the engine on this now. So we've got a 2 litre 4-cylinder turbo car. This one's producing 210 horsepower. Rally cars would have been about 300. This is the bit they wanted to change to get more travel. You see how high that is, so when this comes down, they obviously had to make more of an indent in that bonnet, quite heavy this bonnet, to accommodate this. And that was one of the big changes they wanted on this car. All packed in very tightly, air filter here. It's not an original one, pipe across, aftermarket. But yeah, it's a lovely little engine bay. I say not a lot of room to play with, it's still a very small car. But yeah, this is all original in here. This is what you want to look for if you are buying one. Can you find one with original bits in here? Some of this piping's looks a little bit aftermarket, but yeah, I've been told it's absolutely standard, this car. But yeah, lovely little engine on this. And let's move to the interior. So here's the interior on the Evo 1. A few upgrades on this car. There was an option for black Recaro leather seats. This has got them. Absolutely lovely. And tell the truth, they've worn so well considering how old the car is. Sunroof. There's also this suede lining that I never noticed before, but it's actually really nice on there. And then you've got the all-important air conditioning. You've got the old Pioneer stereo. I know that's probably not original, but it looks funny in there with the CD now, how modern cars are. Then you've got electric sunroof and electric windows on the front, and then we'll go and look at how they've done the windows on the back. But yeah, it's a really nice interior actually. The nice thing is you've got really good visibility, which you've got on all these old, you know, Japanese cars of this era. Really nice. You can see all the way around, and everything seems to work fine, which is another good thing at the moment. But yeah, it's lovely condition, one owner car, so it's fantastic. So in the back, looks like there's not a lot of room. Door cards, ashtrays each side. That was a big thing in the 90s. Everyone used to smoke in the car. Although this doesn't seem to smell at all in here, with this, even with this suede lining. Again, this lovely black Recaro. No headrests back then. They're the main things I pick up in the back. But yeah, it's a very, very small car, obviously. But yeah, you could fit, you know, 4 people in here, no problem. But yeah, it's a lovely interior, this. I was just trying to see anything else. We have got obviously wind up windows, obviously lighter, or probably save money because you've got electric in the others. They work fine. So it's a bit funny having electric on the front and not on the back, so that's a little bit quirky. Let's move to the boot. So let's have a look at the boot and all the funny bits on here. I just find this incredible, where the spare wheel didn't quite fit, so they just made a section there so it does. So there's a bulge in the back of the car. So it's really, really odd, but that's how I don't suppose they really cared. I mean, I didn't know what it was at first. I was thinking, what is this? But yeah, just the spare wheel's a little bit big. Water cooler spray in here coming through. This would go to a water bag. I need to try and find that. I've got lots of stuff with this car, so I need to find that. But yeah, they're the sort of main quirks in the back, and obviously having this little spare wheel in the back. And then when you close down, if you follow us on Instagram, you see I changed this spoiler to upright. I really like that, and I'd like to put the Martini Racing sticker here. Coming down, I really like this sticker, 6 World Rally Champion. And then on here, the lights I can see, but these should have coloured screws in there, red, orange and red. You see on here, they got the whites in here, and that should be the same there. Then you've got the huge Integrale badge. Actually, I quite like. And then there's quite a small exhaust on these, like an oval. I wouldn't mind a nice sort of more like a circled exhaust would be nicer. And I say the one before had dual exhaust, so one either side. But it's one of the best looking hatches from the back you ever see. It really is fantastic. So let's move to the front and wrap up. So we're at the end now. Lancia Delta Integrale, what do you think? Is it the coolest hot hatch or what? I mean, how can you get any better than that? We're going to carry on making more videos with this car. We're going to put it with our rally car, our Group A, Group N Lancia. That's going to be a great video when we get the rally car back. Also, we're going to be doing quite a bit of work on this car just to get it even cleaner. I mean, the alloys need redoing. There's a few bits underneath to do. And follow us on Instagram. You know, we're posting lots of pictures and bits we're doing on the car. But yeah, it's been a fantastic morning, and it really is, you know, a super car to own. And yeah, I hope, you know, you may get a chance to either go in one or own one day. Values are going up. Hopefully they won't go up too much. They're out of reach of everyone. But yeah, please follow us on Instagram. Please sub to our channel. We're really getting more and more people on that. See you again soon.